Bill Maher is not going to die for anything. He's not going to die for anything. If the hordes come over the hill, Bill Maher is going to be the first guy trying to speak Arabic to these guys and telling them he had nothing to do with it. Michael Moore's not going to die for anything. Janine Garofalo won't die for anything. None of these people are ready to die for what they believe in. But people will die for freedom. They will. They'll die for freedom. And they'll certainly come out and get people to the polls for freedom. You are the center of a movement that will save the world. If you look at a burning building downtown, let's say, you'll see 100 people surrounding that building, 100 people on the streets waiting for something. What are they waiting for? They're waiting for the one person that goes into that burning building, because when one person goes, 20 people immediately follow, immediately. They're brave, they're courageous, they want to help, they know they want to help, they just need the signal, they need the spark. The fact that you're at a Tea Party meeting tonight means that you're that one person. You're that one person out of 100 who's ready to go into a burning building. You are Republicans in Los Angeles. You are the shock troops. You are the person that's going to act. There is nothing more important than what you're doing right here in this room right now. Nothing. Nothing. The entire future of civilization depends on what you're doing right now with the Tea Party movement. You need to go out and get other people in the Tea Party movement. You know, of all the statistics in the country, the only one that matters is this. People self-identify, 2 of us self-identify as liberals, 3 self-identify as moderates, and 4 self-identify as conservatives. If we all show up, we win every time. If we bring 5 people to the polls who wouldn't have gone otherwise, there'll never be another communist elected in this country again, ever. Ever. It's up to you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
We're going to take about 5 minutes of questions, and then we're going to wrap it up, okay? Go ahead.
I've just always found it so interesting that the elites like the left-stream media and most of Manhattan and anyway the intelligentsia tend to be liberal. And I studied at Stanford, and believe it or not, I studied comparative economics under Marxists in Vienna, and this is before the wall fell, and we took field trips to the Soviet satellite nations. And he was arguing for communism, and it was it was right before the wall fell. It was very, very clear it wasn't working. And he had 180 IQ with 2 books. I was what, 18? I didn't understand, but I thought, how can someone be so smart and not see reality? I mean, not like check your theory, which is what the scientific method is, of course, with reality. And so I was just wondering if you could comment on why the intelligent, the really, really high IQ people tend to be ensconced in academia, and you probably know that Obama's cabinet is 92% public sector.
Yeah, sure.
They don't have any private.
Smallest private sector.
What is that about?
P.J. O'Rourke, who really brought me home to conservatism because he made it cool and interesting and funny. P.J. O'Rourke summed this up. He went on a tour just before the Soviet Union fell. He went on a tour with a bunch of American leftists, old red diaper hippies, who went to tour all of these events on a river tour in the Soviet Union. He said, these are people who believe in their bones every single thing about communism being true, and they bring their own toilet paper. From America.
That sounds like PJ.
From America. They can't produce their own toilet paper. The thing you need to understand about these people is this. Many smart people have an interest in little things. They have an interest in French literature, let's say. They have an interest in the writings of Robespierre, or they have an interest in some arcane sort of thing. So they go to universities and they study. And the problem with going to university and studying stuff like gender studies or whale aggression is that you don't make a lot of money doing it. And so they don't have any social reward for what they believe in. So what they do is they come together and they say to themselves, well, we're smarter than everybody else. Maybe. But what they really do that's so awful is they say, and we're better than them too. We're better than those idiots in flyover country. We know what's better for the little people than they do. So the answer to your question is people become like this because it gives them an unearned sense of moral superiority. See, I'm helping the poor. Not me personally, obviously. I mean, we have our limits. But I'm in favor of helping the poor. And it gives them political power. They would not have achieved any kind of... Look, I can sum it up to you this way. A guy who's a college professor who teaches Marxism is never going to ride in a limousine unless he gets to be elected to be a senator. Think about it. He's never, ever, ever going to have the perks of achievement that all of you as business people have, no matter what level of success you're on. You've earned your success. These guys know that they can't earn that kind of success. The only way they can get themselves into that kind of money and resources is to legislate themselves into it. And it's much easier to legislate your money into my pocket than it is for me to go out and make it myself. Yes, ma'am.
How can we help Boeing so they can go to where they want to go?
Boeing,
What can we do?
Boeing is the biggest exporter in the country. If Boeing doesn't have the means to win this fight, ma'am, I certainly appreciate the attitude. If Boeing doesn't have the means to win this fight, then we are in very, very, very serious trouble. This is a $40 billion company or something. If they don't have the means to win this battle, then my ability to help them or yours either is irrelevant. Telling the story of what these people are about is why we're here, right? You want to help Boeing? Win some elections in California.
That's what it's.
Bring some people to the polls and make them. You can win Los Angeles County, and if you can't win in Los Angeles County, you can make these Marxists put resources into Los Angeles County that would be spent other ways in key states. Make them fight for every square inch. Victory is a ratchet. All right, we win every little thing we can. We give nothing up. This is how they've been thinking for 40 years. I want to propose. I just want to bounce something off you. We just had an idea not too long ago. We've got this DVD series, and this is an honest to God question for you guys. We're toying around with the idea of doing a seminar to teach this stuff, where I would spend a full day with 20 or 30 people, and we would teach you individually how to defend these ideas, the way that I learned how to defend them. Anybody have any interest in attending some of that? Seminars? We can talk to us backwards afterwards. We're thinking about making soldiers that go out there that make more soldiers than they make more soldiers. So if you have any interest in doing like a real in-depth study about this stuff, we'd love to talk to you back there at the table. And again, if anybody wants to come back and buy the DVD, I'd be very grateful. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Bill, thanks so much for coming. I want to make sure everybody knows PJTV. You can see him tonight.
Thank you. And I'm on.
How do we stop the left from choosing our presidential candidate?
No, buddy, that's a great question. You know, this all goes to how patient they are. I think somebody said the other day. I think there are 11 secretaries of state in the states, and that these people have made it a rule in various states, including California, that we have open primaries. Sounds fair, doesn't it? Open primaries. You should be able to vote for whoever you want to. That seems fair. Well, what it means is, it means that if Barack Obama is running unprimaried, if he's running unopposed in the primaries, as appears to be the case, Democrats are free to vote in Republican primaries. The Democrats will determine what our candidate is. It's the law. It's the law. And it's the truth in 11 states and growing. Okay?
18.
18? Thank you. Were you the one who told me about this the other day?
Yeah.
See, talk to this guy smarter than I am. But that's it. 18 states. 18 states say that if Barack Obama doesn't run, then all the Democrats on primary day can go and vote in Republican primaries. We don't need labels or boundaries or any of this stuff. So they'll determine who they think is easiest to beat, and that's who's going to be our nominee. So we better get out there, and we better pack some people that we like, and we better get some state elections won, which is why what Lydia's doing is so important. That's the grassroots, you see. All of this stuff cascades up. Doesn't come from the top down, it comes from the bottom up. You've got to control the ground game. American politics is a game that takes place between the 45-yard lines. You know, a landslide win in American national politics for president is a 55-45 win. So think of it as a football game, right? We don't need to move the ball 60 yards. We need to move the ball 5 yards, 4 yards. We just, 52% last election, right? If we gain 3 yards, we gain 3 percentage points off of what Barack Obama got last year. 3 percentage points. He loses.
Yep.
And they lose. This is their guy. I can't stress this strongly enough. This is the unicorn for them. They've been waiting for their entire history. Forget lifetimes, generations. They've been waiting their entire history for Barack Obama. We move that ball 3 yards and keep him from regaining his office, and they're finished.
Yes.
Is Joe Biden going to get us this socialist paradise? Is Nancy Pelosi? Of course not. He's the guy. When he goes down, they are going to collapse. Because they believe in individuals, we believe in ideas, we believe in concepts, we believe in justice and liberty, we believe in these 7 ideas and others. They believe in individuals. Oh, if Bobby hadn't been killed, well, we would have been out of Vietnam, and if Bobby hadn't been killed, we would have been on the moon, and if Bobby hadn't been killed... No, it's all about people for them. When this guy fails, and he is going to fail,
Yes.
they're going to collapse. So let's make sure that happens in 2012 and 2016. One more. Yes, sir.
Are any of the Republican candidates close enough to the Tea Party for the Tea Party, decentralized as it is, to come in there in November and support them?
That's a really excellent question. The question was, how, of the current Republican field, are any of them aligned enough with the Tea Party for Tea Party people to feel comfortable? I would have to say that, look, I don't want to handicap all these guys because everybody's take is different. I think certainly Mitt Romney has some problems with Tea Party values. When you propose Obamacare in miniature, that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
But again, look, if it's Romney or Obama, I'm voting for Romney, and if it's Judy the Chip and Obama, I'm voting for Judy. With that said, I think guys like Herman Cain appeal to Tea Party people because, number one, he's an outsider. Number two, he's made a big hunk of money by running a business. This man has gotten the grassroots. He understands it. He delivers pizza to people. He knows that you cannot spend more money than you take in. He's had to meet a payroll. He's had to stay up late at night wondering, how am I going to pay my people? He's a businessman. He understands economics because he functions in the economy. He doesn't just lecture about a ghost economy that might exist someday in some magical land. He is out there on the street figuring out that you have to spend less than you take in, and that the more stuff there is, the lower the prices. Little simple things like this. So I think the Tea Party candidates that we will like will be the guys who tend to be more outside, more based in businesses. Herman Cain seems like a really good guy like that. But if there's a single person in this room who does not vote for the Republican nominee, regardless of who it is, you got no one to blame but yourselves.
That's right.
You got no one to blame but yourselves. Back the guy you like. That's what primaries are for. Get in there, make it a fight, make it count. This guy's an idiot, Romney's this, or this guy's that. Make it count. But when the electoral process takes place, and it will, there will be a Republican candidate, and that person will not be Barack Obama. And that's who you have to vote for no matter what you think of that guy, because 30 million conservatives sat the last one out, and look where we are today.
Yeah.
And with that, go out there, get 5 people to the polls, come back to this man's Tea Party thing. It's not his Tea Party, it's all of your Tea Party. That's a beautiful thing about it. It belongs to all of us. And anytime you need me to come back, you let me know. It'd be a great privilege to do so.
All right. I cannot imagine a better person to speak for the Tea Party movement. That was amazing. Thank you so much. And I want to thank